Hello and welcome to day 4 of the Get Gritty Bootcamp. Today we're going to talk about how to focus your practice so that you and your horse can improve your skills quicker. Earlier in the bootcamp, you learned that effort counts twice toward achievement. If you remember, Dr. Angela Duckworth created this formula: effort times talent equals skill, and skill times effort equals achievement. Gritty horsewomen practice differently. They don't just repeat the same things over and over. They are deliberate about how they practice, about how they put forth their effort. They seek feedback to test if they have improved. Their focus is on mastery. They have their own scorecard. They judge themselves based on their own effort instead of comparing themselves to others. Today, you will learn about the difference between regular practice and deliberate practice, and how making a few simple tweaks to your practice can help you and your horse to improve your skills quicker. The original research on deliberate practice was conducted by Anders Ericsson. To learn more, make sure to check out his book, Peak. Ericsson explains that the difference between deliberate practice and regular practice is that deliberate practice is systematic, it requires focused attention, and has a clear goal of improvement. Regular practice, on the other hand, is often just simple repetition. We are lulled into the illusion that by simply practicing more, by getting in more repetitions, that we are bound to improve. And in some ways, this model of repetition does give us more experience and serves to habituate your horse to a specific maneuver or task. However, too often, this mindless drilling causes us to reinforce current habits, and we reach a plateau where we no longer improve. You've probably heard the 10,000 hour rule popularized by Malcolm Gladwell's book Outliers. But here's the thing, just putting in 10,000 hours isn't going to make you an expert if you are simply performing mindless repetitions. You need to make those hours of practice deliberate if you are going to improve. So now that you know the difference between regular practice and deliberate practice, here are 7 keys to follow to ensure that your practice is deliberate. The first key is to recognize and accept that deliberate practice is hard. It requires effort. It requires high levels of concentration and focus. It takes grit to consistently put forth this effort. The second key is that you will need to stretch yourself out of your comfort zone and practice just beyond your current skill level. This is how you ensure that you're going to be improving and not just plateauing. The third key is to repeat often. Just practicing deliberately once isn't going to make skills and abilities magically appear. The fourth key is to seek feedback. Having a friend, a coach, trainer, or mentor that can watch you and your horse and provide feedback to tell you if you're improving a maneuver correctly or not, and give you tips to improve your skills. That's the fastest way to get better. The fifth key is that proper prior preparation is needed. You need to have a goal, a clear picture of what you want to have happen during your practice rides. You need a plan of action. The sixth key is that deliberate practice requires self-awareness. You need to be able to be present in the moment with your horse, aware of your actions and your horse's actions, and be able to assess your own performance to track your progress towards your goals. And the seventh key is that after practice sessions are complete, gritty horsewomen reflect and evaluate their rides to track their progress. Keeping a riding journal is a great way to do this. Now that you know the difference between deliberate practice and regular practice, let's take a few minutes to reflect on some of these questions. How can you make deliberate practice a habit? What does deliberate practice look like to you? When do you and your horse practice best? What do you want to feel when you practice with your horse? What would help you to practice more? And how can you practice and move one step closer to your goals today? We'll end today with a quote by John Maxwell. And the quote is pretty simple. It's, "Dreams don't work unless you do." So get out there, put in the practice, make sure it's deliberate practice, go after those big horsemanship dreams, and get gritty. Thank you, everybody.